What's up guys, Caesar Madrazo here. We have just a few weeks of leagues left, so for some fun, I decided that I was going to show you guys how I am solo killing Nex during Leagues 4. This isn't going to be a really well-edited video, it's just going to be me talking over a full Nex kill. You can see my technique, you can even see my mistakes, and this is me showing you the relics that I'm using. You see I've got Brawler's Resolve, I've got Soul Stealer, I've got Guardian. With these, Nex is actually surprisingly easy to solo. You'll see in this kill, which is a very sloppy kill by the way, like I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes, but you'll see that there are not that many moments, even with me doing a pretty sloppy kill here, where I'm in that much danger. You know, I remember at the beginning of Leagues, there were a lot of people that were wondering, oh, is Nex gonna be soloable now? And they made it seem like, oh, well, you know, it'll still be very difficult, even if you do, even if you are able to solo her, which actually, I mean, granted my character's maxed, you can tell by the max fire cape, she's not that difficult. Like, if you've ever done a trio before, or even like a 5-man, and you get the general idea of how you handle Nex in small groups, then soloing her is really not that hard. You see here I'm just poking away at her. Since I've got Brawler's Resolve, I don't need to worry about, poison. You see with Banker's Note, I've got just my full stack of sharks, and I've got prayer potions and super restores. I will say that without Banker's Note, Nex is probably going to be incredibly difficult to solo, so if you don't have Banker's Note, then, you know, maybe you could still do it if you're really, really good, but if you do have Banker's Note and you've got plenty of food and potions, then this actually should be a cakewalk if you know how small group Nex fights work. You can see I'm already here just killing Fumus. Again, I don't need to worry about poison, so, you know, just firing away. Now, for the Shadow phase, I do have a couple of things that I look out for, and I'll try to explain what I'm doing here. So, Fear the Shadow, it's pretty basic. You just dodge the Shadow as always. When Nex says Embrace Darkness, basically obviously I'm getting away from her so I don't get consumed by the darkness, and if she's chasing me to melee me, then I just keep running. If she starts ranging me, then I stop running and I just let her range me from a distance. Then, you know, she starts meleeing me again, I just keep on running. Some of this stuff may seem pretty intuitive, maybe even common sense if you have done small group nexing before, but for those of you who have maybe never tried Nex before and you have an opportunity now in Leagues, I'm just going into detail about what exactly it is I'm doing. So yeah, when you get the little green notification in your chat bar that says the darkness recedes, then you don't have to worry about getting close to her for the time being. Now, when you fight Umbra, I have a general rule of thumb, which is if Nex is not close, pray Mage. If Nex is close, then pray Range. And during Embrace Darkness, obviously you run away. So here you see Nex is pretty far away, so when I get close to Umbra, I am praying Mage. And as Nex gets closer, as she's not that close right now, okay, so we got the Shadow, move out of the way. You can also see I'm dumping my Fang specs into Nex. Okay, so Nex is close, I'm going to pray Range. And I'm just going to try to kill Umbra. And I'm losing a lot of health here, so what I'm doing, just backing off a bit. Luckily the Guardian finished Umbra off here. Now we're in the Blood phase, and I pray Magic. And I'm just watching out for the blood sacrifice indicator, as you normally would if you're fighting Nex. The difference here being you're going to be the blood sacrifice every time because you're doing this solo. The reason that I don't pray melee here is that it's better to tank a melee hit and her not heal than it is to tank a mage hit and her heal a lot. During blood phase, she can heal, for those of you that are not that familiar with Nex. So for the blood phase, I pray Mage. Maybe some people think differently. And yeah, just blood sacrifice. run away. When you're running away during that blood sacrifice, that's going to be a perfect time for you to eat food, restore your prayer. Another time that you can do it, if you absolutely need to, if you're in a pinch, just run into her hitbox so she can't attack you, eat the food, drink the potions you need, and then get right back to hitting her. And other than that, just do the blood phase as normal. When she spawns a blood siphon, just kill the blood siphon. You don't need to kill. You could just do some damage to the blood siphon, then go right back to fighting next. But for a solo, you know, might as well just go ahead and kill it. So yeah, just going through the blood phase as normal here. Now we're at Cruor, don't fail me, and I don't know if this is common knowledge even amongst those who do a lot of necks, but when you're fighting Cruor, it's better to be using your Fang in slash rather than in stab. It's remarkably faster DPS against Cruor if you are using slash instead of stab, so you know, just a little pro tip there for those of you that don't know. And I'm completely ignoring the blood siphon at this point, because after you kill Cruor, the blood siphon will die anyway. Here you see I got marked, and I wasn't quick enough on the draw that time. I told you this was a sloppy kill, so took a bit of health there, but you know, doesn't matter. If you got Banker's Note, you can just keep healing and healing and healing. Now, even with Banker's Note, during the ice phase, you can potentially take a lot of damage really quickly, so you really want to be on it with the food. There are going to be moments where even if you don't need to heal that much, you probably want to spam tick some food. So, during the normal attacks, I'm just praying melee here, because I find that during the ice phase, she melees a lot more than she mages. Now, when you get trapped in the ice, you kind of have to recognize the timing. It's something you just kind of get used to, but I pray melee or mage, depending on if she's next to me when I'm in the ice, and then just pray range for the one tick that the ice is going to hit me, and then go back to praying melee or mage. Now, during Contain This, as you can see, I take one step away from her, I pray mage. That's the best time to eat your food and drink your potions, and then after it goes away, just go right back to hitting her. If you want to be efficient, you could bring maybe an ACB or a ZCB if you have one, so that you can range her during that phase, but, you know, I'm pure melee here. You know, I don't really care that much about being efficient, I'm just trying to get the drops, which, I've already gotten 2 drops from soloing next, and I've only, soloed her like maybe 12 times-ish. I've gotten the plate body and I've gotten the helm, so, you know, it's, pretty efficient for getting the drops if you solo her. Which, I mean, I guess that's a surprise to nobody here. But yeah, just going through the ice phase, really paying attention to my health. You can see she got me into the ice prison there, so pray range for the one tick that the ice is going to hit me, and then you can see I really need some health. I have my Banker's Note unnote setting to 5, by the way, so I can do 5 potions or 5 sharks at any time that I need to. I just, you know, I don't want to completely fill up my inventory in case I need to do more than one thing. And you can see it took me a few seconds to realize that it's time for me to kill Glacius. Again, sloppy round. Now, fighting Glacius, I find that this is the most dangerous part of a next solo, because you could get the ice chamber, and you could get a Glacius attack and a Nex attack all at the same time, and even if you're at full health, that can do a remarkably high amount of damage, especially if you don't pray range on the right tick. So that's the point where you really want to be on it with the food. One thing that you see I did there is excuse me. I lured Nex away when I knew she was about to do the Contain This special attack, so that I could be a little bit safer fighting Glacius while she's trapped over there in the ice. So now we're doing the Zaros phase, and how I handle this is when I need to, you know, heal up, I just step into her hitbox, but you don't want to step in there for too long like I did, or else she'll zap to the middle of the room. She'll just, you know, fly over there, which if she does that, then you want to immediately pray mage and then run over to her. When she is right next to you, you want to pray melee the whole time. When she has her deflection spell, her melee deflection spell up, you do not want to attack her. You just want to let her whack you a few times. But then when that deflection spell goes away, you can just go back to hitting her. And again, just really pay attention to your health, really pay attention to your prayer, really pay attention to your combat stats. You can see mine are at 96 right now, which is not low enough for me to feel the need to address them immediately. But, you know, they get a little lower, then I might do something about it. Like right now, since I'm not attacking anyway, it's a good time for me to, you know, just drink the restore, get my stuff back. So I'm letting her hit me until the deflection spell goes away. And then just keep hitting her as normal. And you can see the Blood Fury is really handy here. It's keeping my health high while she's taking her hits out on me. After a few attacks, she gets the deflection spell back up. Even if you do... you see that right there? That was actually a misclick. I meant to click into her box, but not actually hit her. And, you know, that might happen a few times. But, you know, I was kind of glad that this was actually a sloppy kill that I recorded this for, so that y'all could see that you can actually make several mistakes and still solo nex pretty easily if you've got the right gear and you've got the right relics. So you can see at this point it's just lather, rinse, and repeat. I don't think there's really that much more that I need to say here. I'm just gonna let the kill finish here. And there you go. So, yeah, surprisingly easy to solo nex if you've got the right relics and you've got the right gear. So, those of you that are a little nervous to try soloing nex, or those of you that don't have that much experience with nex, nex is pretty easy in Leagues 4. I think even if you do use slightly different combinations of relics, that this is still very doable. I think for those of you that are not really good at nex, Banker's Note's probably a must. But other than that, I think that, you know, you could do this with any combat style, and nex would still be very soloable. I think actually ranged may even be slightly superior to melee in this regard, except for the fact that you gotta bring some anti-poison. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.